Snowdrop. It was the middle of winter when the broad flakes of snow were falling around that the queen of a country many thousand miles off sat working at her window. The frame of the window was made of fine black ebony, and as she sat looking out upon the snow, she pricked her finger, and 3 drops of blood fell upon it. Then she gazed thoughtfully upon the red drops that sprinkled the white snow and said, "Would that my little daughter may be as white as that snow, and as red as that blood, and as black as this ebony window frame." And so the little girl really did grow up. Her skin was as white as snow, her cheeks as rosy as the blood, and her hair as black as ebony, and she was called Snowdrop. But this queen died, and the king soon married another wife, who became queen, and was very beautiful, but so vain that she could not bear to think that anyone could be handsomer than she was. She had a fairy looking glass, to which she used to go, and then she would gaze upon herself in it and say, "Tell me, glass, tell me true, of all the ladies in the land, who is fairest? Tell me who?" And the glass had always answered, "Thou, queen, art the fairest in all the land." But Snowdrop grew more and more beautiful, and when she was 7 years old, she was as bright as the day and fairer than the queen herself. Then the glass one day answered the queen, when she went out to look in it as usual, "Thou, queen, art fair and beauteous to see, but Snowdrop is lovelier far than thee." When she heard this, and she turned pale with rage and envy, and called to one of her servants, and said, "Take Snowdrop away into the wide wood, that I may never see her any more." Then the servant led her away. But his heart melted when Snowdrop begged him to spare her life, and he said, "I will not hurt you, thou pretty child." So he left her by herself, and though he thought it most likely that the wild beasts would tear her in pieces, he felt as if a great weight were taken off his heart when he had made up his mind not to kill her, but to leave her to her fate, with the chance of someone finding and saving her. Then poor Snowdrop wandered along through the wood in the great fear, and the wild beast roared about her.
Morning Snowdrop told them all her story, and they pitied her, and said if she would keep all things in order, and cook and wash, and knit and spin for them, she might stay where she was, and they would take good care of her. Then they went out all day long to their work, seeking for gold and silver in the mountains. But Snowdrop was left at home, and they warned her, and said, "The queen will soon find out where you are, so take good care and let no one in." But the queen, now that she thought Snowdrop was dead, believed that she must be the handsomest lady in the land, and she went to her glass and said, "Tell me, glass, tell me true, of all the ladies in the land, who is the fairest? Tell me who." And glass answered, "Thou, queen, art the fairest in this land, but over the hills in the green moon shade, where the 7 dwarfs their dwelling have made, there Snowdrop is hiding her head, and she is lovelier far. Oh, queen, than thee." Then the queen was very much frightened, for she knew that the glass always spoke the truth, and was sure the servant had betrayed her, and she could not bear to think that anyone lived who was more beautiful than she was. So she dressed up herself as an old peddler, and she went her away to the hills, to the place where the dwarfs dwelt. Then she knocked at the door and cried, "Fine, wares to sell." Snowdrop looked out the window and said, "Good day, good woman. What have you sell?" "Good wares, fine wires," said, "laces and bobbins of all colors. I will let the lady in, that seems to be very good short of body." taught Snowdrop as they ran down and unbuckled the door. "Bless me," said the old woman, "how badly your stay are laced. Let me lace up with one of my nicest new lace." Snowdrop did not dream of any mischief she stood before than the old woman, but she set to work nimbly and pulled the lace so right that Snowdrop's breath would stop and she fell down as she were dead.
Or before, and took her poison combs. When she reached to the drop's cottage, she knocked at the door and cried fine wares to sell. But Snowdrop said, "I dare not anyone in." But the queen said, Only look at the beautiful combs." And gave her the poison one, and it looked so pretty that she took it up and put into her hair to try it. But the moment it touched her head, the poison was so powerful that she fell down senseless. "There you many lie," said the queen, and went her way. But by good luck, the drops come in very early the evening, and when they saw Snowdrop lying on the ground, they thought what happened, and soon found of the poison comes. And when they took it always, she got well and told them all that had passed. And they warned her once more not open to the door anyone. Meantime, the queen went home to her glass, and she took in rage when she read the very same answer as before, and said, Snowdrop shall die if it costs me and many life." So she went by herself into her chamber and got ready poison apple, and outside looked very rosy and tempting, but whoever tastes it was sure to die. Then she dressed herself of the peasant wife and traveled over the hills to the drop cottage and knocked at the door, but the Snowdrop put her head out the window and said, I dare not anyone in, for the drop have told me not. Do as you please," said the old woman, "but at any rate, take this pretty apple. I will give you." "No," said the Snowdrop.
And as black as ebony. At last a prince came and called at the dwarf's house, and he saw Snowdrop and read what was writing in golden letters. Then he offered the dwarfs money and prayed and besought them to let him take her away. But they said, "We will not part with her for all the gold in the world." At last, however, they had pity on him and gave him the cotton. But the moment he lifted it up to carry it home with him, the piece of apple fell from between her lips. And Snowdrop awoke and said, "Where am I?" And the prince said, "Thou art quite safe with me." Then he told her all that had happened and said, "I love you from better than all the world. So come with me to my father's palace, and you shall be my wife." And Snowdrop consented and went home with the prince, and everything was got ready with great pomp and splendor for their wedding. To the prince was asked among the rest Snowdrop old Amy the queen, and as she was dressing herself in fine rich clothes, she looked in the glass and said, "Tell me, glass, tell me true, all of the ladies in the land, who is fairest? Tell me, who?" And the glass answered, "Thou, lady, art loveliest fair and reigning, but lovelier fairest than you made queen." When she heard this, she started with rage, but her envy and curiosity were so great that she could not help sitting out to see the bride. And when she got there and saw that it was no other than Snowdrop, who, as she thought, had been dead a long while, she choked with rage and fell down and died. But Snowdrop and the prince lived in the rain happily over that land many, many years. And sometimes they went up into the mountain and paid a visit to the little dwarfs